Hey, thank you so much for requesting these templates. I just emailed them to you, so in a minute, look for an email from me. I'm Conrad Flynn, and that's actually what the email looks like from me right there. Now, do me a favor. Don't open the templates just yet, because right now I have a few important instructions for you. Listen up. Follow these instructions so not only can you get the best results possible, but if you don't follow these instructions, you might come off as pushy, sleazy, or salesy, and no one really likes that. Worse yet, if you really screw up, you could start getting a bunch of spam complaints or people unsubscribing from your list, and you definitely don't want that. So please take the extra couple minutes out of your day and watch this quick video so I can guide you through the templates step by step so you get it done right without wasting any time. Listen, this video will only take a couple minutes, and then you're ready to work. Cool? Okay. Quick case study. I'm going to show you some stuff so you have some kind of idea of what sort of results are possible with this. I'm going to just change my screen, and we're going to just take a quick look over here at Infusionsoft. Going to look at a report for you. So a client of mine, Wendy, I customized this campaign for her, and we sent it out over a couple of days. And by the time the fourth email had gone out, she already generated 5 new calls and closed 2 new clients. And that totaled $10,000 in sales. Better yet, in the next 20 days or more, a bunch more people kept responding, generating an additional $14,000 that month. And I don't want to give you everybody's name here just to protect their confidentiality, so I'll only show this for a second. But basically, right here, these are the requests for those calls with my client. So really, really cool stuff. I just want you to know what's possible when you start using these emails. But, disclaimer, yes, you knew it was coming somewhere. I must say this. These results are not typical because most people don't take action, and some that do don't do it right, so they don't get any results. And worse than that, a lot of people start and never finish, and that's just a waste of time, and you don't get any results. So don't be any of those people, okay? You need to actually do this and do it right. No, it is not a magic bullet. You're going to have to do some work and customize these templates so they are appropriate for you and your business and your clients. Now, if you follow the instructions I'm about to walk you through right now, it's going to take you 1 to 2 hours to customize this stuff. So here's my challenge for you. Send the first one out today. That's it. Send it out. Seriously. Just decide to jump off the fence and simply get it done. This stuff actually works, all right? What I'm showing you is real life results. This stuff proves that it won't be a waste of your time. I mean, this report, take a look. These are actual real life requests to jump on the phone. So it really works. Now, listen, here's the real deal. I'm not going to try to get you all hyped up and say that you're going to be some kind of overnight success with this, but it really does work, so use it. That being said, this is an important rule. Do not copy this stuff word for word, guys, all right? You need to customize these templates so they are correct for your buyer. What I mean by that is you need to get the psychology right, okay? Actually, the only reason I've made this video for you is to show you the psychology behind each email so you can modify it to fit your client. If you get the psychology right, you'll get results. Get it wrong, and you won't. Now, you're never going to know if it's right or it's wrong until you just start getting emails out. So, like I said before, just start taking action and do it. Actually, here's what I'm willing to do for you if you step up and take action. As an extra accountability measure to make sure you get this done and get it done right, here's what I'm going to do for you. I will personally review your emails for you. Seriously, I will personally review your emails for you. That's a promise that I'm making you right now, okay? So listen up. If you don't do anything, you don't get anything else from me. If you take action by doing this, I will review your emails and I'll get you some feedback so you know that you're getting the psychology right. Is that a deal? Okay. I typed my email address on the screen right there, so you have it. You could also just obviously grab my email address from the email that I just sent you with those templates. So I think that's more than fair, even though doing this for you might blow up my inbox. That's cool. Anyway, next, I know what some of you are thinking. You might be thinking, I don't really have much of a list to use this on. Okay, listen up. This is really important. The case study that I'm using here, this client, just take a look. She didn't have much of a list either. I mean, it was good. It wasn't gigantic. And you could see the open rates were pretty strong. It was an okay list. The bad part was, though, before we started sending these messages, she hadn't necessarily been emailing it regularly, and it had gone cold, all right? Now, that was no problem, though, because as you're about to see, the email campaign that I'm going to give you is really great at reconnecting with your list, even if they haven't heard from you in a while, and just sort of rekindling your relationship with your leads, you know? So if you have next to no list or no real list whatsoever, read my lips, do this stuff anyway, okay? The reason is most of what you've learned about list building so far is dead wrong. There's one big secret no one bothers to tell you. It is you must have a way to monetize your list. See, if you can prove that you'll make money each time someone joins your list, then you'll have all the money you want to reach new leads in order to get them onto your list. But warning, I can't help you do that if you don't do this stuff first. So even if you feel like you have no one to send this to right now, start working on it anyway. The truth is, growing your business requires two things and two things only: psychology and math. And if you get the psychology right, like I'm doing for you with these emails, the math becomes a hell of a lot easier. So, okay, let's just get to work. I'm going to show you the real-life templates, and then I'm going to show you some examples. Now, in that email that I sent you, the templates are in a Word document, so I'm going to just go right to the Word document. Okay, here's the deal. This is the basic structure of the email that you're looking at right now. The first couple paragraphs, first couple lines, I need you to tell a little bit of a story of the pains, the problems, the frustrations. Paint me exactly what hell looks like. Does that make sense? Okay? You need to illustrate so that they can see with their mind's eye that you understand where they're at and what they're dealing with, okay? If you really connect to their problem or their pain or their frustration, whatever they're feeling right now that they need to remove or need to go away, if they could see that you're connecting with that, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to reinforce to them, hey, I found the right guy, right? They're going to gravitate toward you if it's clear that you understand that. Not only that, the entire time they're reading your email, they're going to be saying, yep, that's me. And that's exactly what you need. That's why the first 1 to 3 paragraphs of this email is pain or hell. You need this person to get hooked in by thinking, yep, that's me. By the same token, though, if this is not the ideal client that you want, they're going to say, no, that's not me, just as quickly. The point is, you need to draw them in by showing that you know exactly where they're at. Then you're going to say something like this. If this is you, or if this is where you're at, you've got to see this. And then you're going to give them a link. So here's what these links actually go to. I'm going to show you in just a second. Because here's what I need you to think about making. This is called a lead magnet download, all right? This is a quick one sheet. It's a PDF. In this case, it's actually it's a back-to-school chaos theme. And this is really for helping you get your office organized. A lot of great content. You see, it doesn't have to be full paragraphs or really complete complete paragraphs or sentences. Just give them some bullets. You could give them a checklist. You could give them something that's really quick and easy to digest. Like, it's easy to read as a magazine, but gives them a lot of really, really powerful stuff, great content. Use this as an opportunity to really give them your magic. I really need you to include your most powerful stuff here, okay? Does that make sense? All right, cool. This is just an example. You just really need one page. Powerful content, keep it concise, keep it clean. Do not get hung up with fancy graphics or fancy design. I don't care if you lay it out in Microsoft Word as long as you send it out, okay? So all your links are going to be download links to a one-page piece, okay? Then you're going to roll into the email continues. Just because you're on my list, it's fair to assume that you are blank and you want to summarize something that tells them the way they're seeking out of the pain, okay? Then you're going to go on. The truth is, and now you're going to give them some sense of urgency, that time is running out because of the time of year, because of seasonality, maybe because of their budget, maybe because they're running out of time, or maybe because whatever problem or pain they're experiencing is actually going to get worse if they don't act on it, okay? So then you just need to reiterate, if you want the pain to end, you need to click this link I gave you. Give them the link again. Say, hey, check it out, and I'll talk to you soon. Sign off the email. It's quick, it's simple, very concise, very to the point. Now, let's take a look right now at an actual real-life example. Here's one that I sent. Here's my question. Did you survive all the back-to-school chaos? That is the question that I used. Did you survive all the back-to-school chaos? And my email for Wendy reads as follows. This happens every year around this time. More traffic is on the road thanks to kids heading back to school. A flood of phone calls and emails thanks to everyone else coming back from their summer holidays. Massive amounts of chaos and stress at work and at home thanks to everything being shut down for 2 months. At least that's what it feels like. If this is exactly how the beginning of September was for you, you've got to see this. And there's the link to her PDF that I just showed you a moment ago. Just because you're on my list, it's fair to assume you're looking for ways to better structure and organize your business and have it run more efficiently with better profitability. The truth is, you have a small window of opportunity in the next few months to bring your business to the next level before everything shuts down again for Christmas. The race is on. And if you want to stay ahead of this time, definitely check out this. Here's a link to the PDF again that I created for you. Click here to get it now. And there's a link again. Check it out. We'll talk soon. Signed, Wendy. So if you can see exactly how what we customized there corresponds with this framework of template that I gave you. Okay? Tell the story. Give them a strong reason to act now. See what I did there? Cool. Let's go on to the second piece. Second piece, subject line. You should rip off this exact subject line. Just use it. Yep, this actually works. Or you could say this stuff actually works. All right? Really simple email. Yesterday, I sent you my free report. I just want to check back in to see if you had a chance to look through it yet. More importantly, I want to answer a question that I got from a person about blank. Here's the deal. You need to come up with a hypothetical situation. Now, most of you have been distributing your content for some time. Chances are you know what some of the questions that people are going to ask are, okay? So you need to build in a hypothetical question and answer scenario here, okay? And what's really cool is this gives you an opportunity to sort of preemptively take down an objection that your prospective buyer might have, or simply use some element of social proof to just look really good, obviously. So you want to include this person's question and response based on your actual content, okay? So this email is going to continue. So I know it sounds too easy or too good to be true, but if you're really serious about relieving the pain I told you about before, this is definitely something that you need to, and then you're going to tell them that it's something that they need to do, they need to implement, they need to whatever. Okay? So if it sounds like it's them and they're serious about relieving the pain I told you about, this is something that you need to act on in a certain way. Okay? Does that make sense? Great. Doing this one thing alone will help you achieve the overall outcome you're looking for. Show them what heaven looks like. In case you need the link again, here it is. Give them the title, give them the link. Now, if you need help achieving the outcome you're looking for, that's what that blank is, just reach out to me and I'll see what I can do. Okay? Always keep these blanks as outcome-based as you can. So let's go back to my real-life example. I'll show you Wendy's email for this one. Here's the subject line. I said exactly rip it off. Yep, this stuff actually works. Here it is. Yesterday, I sent you my ultimate survival guide to back-to-school chaos. I just want to check in to see if you had a chance to look through it yet. More importantly, I want to answer a question I got from John F. on the second strategy I shared in the survival guide. He writes, Wendy, this is amazing. When you told me that horizontal paper is my #1 enemy, I looked around my office and I couldn't believe how right you were. I started taping stuff to my wall already. In the Chaos Survival Guide, I told you to stop collecting paper. But what about all the stuff you do need? Here's an extra tip. When new horizontal paper comes in, immediately divide it into 2 piles. Not one big pile, not 75 piles organized by client or project, only 2. Pile number 1, stuff you feel like you need to keep, archive, or file. This stuff is on its way to a permanent home soon. Pile number 2, stuff you need to act on. You'll probably get rid of the paper when the action or task is complete, but you do need it right now. That's how you start. Later, I'll show you my system for processing through those piles quickly. So you see what we've done here is we've taken the question, turned it into an additional powerful tip. This is a real key thing here, and I want you to write this down. This tip that you share in this email piece, this should be so immensely valuable that it alone by itself wows these people, gets them nodding their heads, whether or not they even read your PDF download, your one sheet, your cheat sheet, your checklist, whether or not they even consume that content, this one tip should be killer stuff. Make sure you include your magic, okay? This email continues. I know it sounds weird and counterintuitive, okay? Remember, if they're thinking anything funny, confirm it by saying this. I know it sounds weird and counterintuitive, but if you're really serious about restructuring your time in your business to increase productivity and profits, then this is definitely something you need to implement. Do you see how this line here exactly corresponds with the template that I gave you? Right there. Got it? Cool. Doing this one thing alone will drastically improve the communication among your staff. Again, this is something that these business owners receiving this email really covet. They covet that outcome. And it will help them take ownership of their work without you even trying. That's a sexy, desirable outcome that they want, okay? In case you need it, here's the link for my guide again. And it's a link, and then it's the bit.ly link too. If you need help implementing this stuff, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do. All right, do you see how that real-life example made good on this template? Again, the key thing here, guys, is you're able to fill in these blanks with their pains, their problems, their hopes, their desires, their goals, and those all-important outcomes that they're seeking if you really understand in real specific terms the psychology of your buyer. If you have a really clear perspective and a really clear vision of what your buyer really wants and really, frankly, who they are, it's going to be super simple for you to fill in these blanks, okay? So I can't stress that enough. In order to fill in these blanks, psychology is key. Moving on to the third email. Subject line, again, rip this subject line off exactly. It's going to say, hey, need some help? This email. If you need me to help you, I will because I love this stuff. Here's how I can help. Now, this is a really critical part here because I recommend that you set up a link where people can fill out a form to jump on the phone with you. Now, here's the deal. There's a million and one different ways to do this, and I'm going to tell you right now, simply do not get bogged down by trying to figure out the technology. I'm just warning you right now, don't overcomplicate things. Don't make it super complicated. I'm going to show you one on the screen right now. This one happens to be in Infusionsoft. It's got a couple questions on it that helps this person serve her clients. Basically, I don't care if it's in Infusionsoft or whatever other platform you use. You could use WooForms if that's easy for you. If you don't have some other platform, it's totally cool. But here's the deal. I recommend using a web form. If you don't use a web form, it's super simple. You could actually tell them, hit reply now and answer this question and give me your phone number. You could literally say, hit reply now with your mobile phone number, and I will text you. I'll ask you a couple questions and we can arrange a time to talk. Real simple. Okay. So I recommend using the link to a form in some way. Simple stuff, doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, seems like I struck a chord with and put in the name of your offer, your cheat sheet, your download. Truth be told, yesterday when I said reach out if you need help implementing this stuff, I was really just being polite. I didn't think anyone would actually respond. But surprised, because over the last 24 hours, I've gotten over a dozen requests from people asking me to help them blank. Again, the outcome that they're looking for goes in that blank. Big picture outcome. So, a promise is a promise. I'd love to get on the phone and help you blank and see if we can blank for you. Again, heaven, heaven, heaven. Show them the outcomes they desire. It won't cost you a penny, but now here's the deal. Inside this blank, you have to give them a very compelling reason why I'm only doing one call per day, or why my time doing this is limited, or why this is exclusively just for them. Make sense? So you have to have a reason for this call to be scarce. Can't be fake. Now, if you're going to do one of these calls per day, and that's what you're going to do into your schedule, please understand it takes me a lot of time to do these calls, and I do them for free. So please respect the fact that I really only do one per day. That's a perfectly fine reason. Okay? So this email continues. So, if you have blank pain and you want blank heaven, I'd invite you to fill out this quick questionnaire so I can learn about, and then you need to fill in something, either your business or your lifestyle or your diet or whatever vernacular fits, before we get on the phone. And then you're going to link to that form again. Really simple email. Continues. This is only intended for people who are really serious about attaining the big outcomes, the heaven that they're looking for, and are ready to take action now. If that's you, go ahead and fill out the questionnaire so we can get on the phone as soon as possible. Give them the link again. Now, this questionnaire, you don't have to call it a questionnaire. You could call it a questionnaire. You could call it a form. You could call it a survey. You can call it an application. There's a lot of different ways you can refer to it. But just please know that the word questionnaire is interchangeable. Use what is an appropriate fit for you. Going back to the templates, here again, it says flat out, need some help. Email reads just as I predicted it would. If you need me to help you, I will, because I love this stuff. Here's how I could help, and there's a link. Seems like I struck a chord with and there's a link. Truth be told, yesterday when I said reach out if you need some help implementing these strategies, I was really just being polite, thinking no one would actually respond. But surprise, surprise, over the last 24 hours, I've gotten over a dozen requests from people asking me to help them reorganize and restructure their business to make it run leaner and more efficiently. Well, a promise is a promise. I'd love to get on the phone with you and go through your business and see if I can help you make it run more efficiently and more profitable for you. It won't cost you a penny, but since I'm all about process, structure, and efficiency, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. So, if your business is causing chaos and stress in your life, again, what they don't want, and you want some help to better organize and structure your time in business, I'd invite you to fill out a quick questionnaire so I can learn about your business first before we get on the phone. This is only intended for people who are serious about taking their business to the next level quickly and are ready to take action. If that's you, go ahead and fill out this questionnaire so we can get on the phone as soon as possible. Make sense? Pretty simple stuff. You could totally do this. Again, as I said, if you follow all these instructions end to end, it'll take you an hour to 2 hours to do all this stuff. It might seem like a bit of work right now, but the honest truth is you could literally make all the things you need in an hour to 2 hours. Not bad. Fourth email and the final email. Subject line, again, rip this subject line off exactly. Just says, call me crazy, but. Okay. Email reads, call me crazy, but I'm a little surprised you haven't taken me up on this. And there's a link again. If you really want help getting to the ideal outcome you're looking for, let's get on the phone and make it happen. Remember, not only will you get the ideal outcome you're looking for, again reiterated, but you will also have an other ideal outcome that you want and I maybe haven't mentioned yet. So, do it now before it gets lost in the shuffle of life. Give them the link again. Make sense? Here's the one that I really did. Again, the subject line, exactly as I told you, call me crazy, but. Email reads, call me crazy, but I'm surprised you still haven't taken me up on this. There's the link. If you really want help reorganizing and restructuring your business to improve efficiency and profitability, let's just get on the phone and make it happen. Remember, not only will you get a step-by-step plan to start cutting off chaos and stress in your business, but it will also give you the momentum you desperately need to bring efficiency and increase profitability. So, do it now before it gets lost in the shuffle of life. Super, super simple. Does that all make sense? All right, start customizing those emails now. Here's what I'd recommend. It doesn't matter whether you're using GetResponse or Infusionsoft, my favorite, or MailChimp or Constant Contact. You're just going to slam all the emails in there. And what I would suggest is that you send them, I would send honestly one per day. And here's the thing that I'll let you know about. If you are concerned that your list may be gone a little cold, I still recommend sending one per day because what it's going to do is it's really going to help the cream rise to the top very quickly. If you have any reservations, like serious reservations or concerns about doing that, such as you've received complaints from the list about emailing it too frequently in the past, then I wouldn't do every day, but I would do every other day. So you're not going to want to do like once a week. Way too much time is going to go by. So once you start sending these pieces, remember it is a sequence. They're all meant to be sent in order. As soon as you start sending this, you just don't want it to go cold. You don't want it to drop off. You want the really hot, interested people who, frankly, need your help and need your content. You want those people to stay on it, and you want it to stay top of mind, okay? So, as I told you before, this stuff absolutely works. I do it in my own business, and I do it for my clients. Now, I'm going to just show you another stat so you could really see. I'm not really bragging here, but basically what I want you to do is just take a look at this. This is really cool stuff here because what you're seeing on my screen is people actually hitting reply and responding. That's what all these things are. Now, these, as you can see, these are all real recent, all right? In fact, all of these are in 1 or 2 days. You can see these are real-life people hitting reply and responding to me in a series of sequence pieces exactly how I showed you with these templates. Not only are these people reading and opening your emails, but they're physically replying. So each one of these people is a new opportunity to jump in and have a conversation that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Think about the power in that, okay? Think about the power of these people on your list to be able to warm them up and actually get them talking to you and engaging with you so you can have a conversation with them. That's probably a hell of a lot more than what's going on your list right now. So seriously, just act on it. Those are conversations you wouldn't have otherwise had. It's literally found money. By now, you saw the templates, you saw the results, and you know that you can make this work for you, okay? Again, 1 to 2 hours is all you need to get all this done. So now it's time to get to work. Remember what I said earlier? These results I shared with you aren't typical because most people simply don't act on them. So take my challenge and just get your first piece in the mail today. I promised you before that I would personally give you some feedback, so make sure that you send that piece to me too. Again, I just threw my email address up there on the screen for you. And actually, one more thing. The templates are in your inbox right now, okay? But if you want some examples that you can use so you could see exactly how I customize the templates for my client, I will actually send you a copy of Wendy's emails too, the ones that I showed you. But you've got to do me a favor first. Are you ready? All right. I will send you a copy of all of Wendy's emails so you have an example. If you hit the like and share button below and share this free resource with your friends on Facebook. But then here's what you have to do for me. You have to send me a screenshot of your post to my email, and then I'll respond and I'll give you Wendy's whole sequence that you can use as an example. So honestly, do this now. Just go and take action. This will work. From my experience, really, there's only one reason why it doesn't work, and that is, frankly, if you get the psychology wrong. So listen, if you don't have a crystal clear picture of who your ideal client is, and if you really haven't figured out what they really want, I mean, what truly drives their action, then chances are these emails are just not going to resonate with them. If this stuff is not clear to you, no matter how much time you spend on these emails, they're just not going to come out right. Psychology really is the key. So right now, without asking anybody or going back to any files or notes, you should be able to answer for me the following 2 questions about your ideal client in absolute vivid detail. Okay? So here's what I want you to email. What keeps them up at night? And number 2, they would rather see blank than hit the lottery for like $1 million. These are 2 really important key questions. What keeps them up at night? And they would rather see blank happen to them than hit the lottery for $1 million. Now, if you can't tell me a vivid story about your ideal client that answers these 2 questions, you may not be ready to work on this sequence just yet. Now, in fact, if you can't do this, your customers, well, they might be leaving you. Listen, if you can't do this, your business is in trouble because sooner or later, someone who knows your customer better than you is going to swoop in and take them, right? So when I say a vivid story, I mean detailed, okay? Like, how do these problems and emotions affect their health, their schedule, their income, their productivity, their weight, their relationship with their spouse or family, and so on? I mean, you really need to be inside their head, okay? Knowing this information is the difference between a flourishing business and a floundering one. Literally, this is the difference between a ho-hum business and a $1 million business, okay? So here's something else. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you some surprising stats right here. So just hang on tight. We ran these actual real-life Facebook ads for Wendy. Right here, we used the psychology that we thought was correct. She'd been using this stuff and saying the same stuff for years. And now when we saw these numbers, we knew something really wasn't right. You see how much that we had to pay to get about 28 clicks to the website? Okay, now after we fixed the psychology, now look what happened. Completely different. $29 spent to get 129 clicks. Radically cheaper cost per click. Based on these numbers and the numbers that took place that I told you earlier of what happens to these people once they actually get on her email list, seriously, based on these numbers, she'll have $1 million business next year. Guarantee you. Like I said earlier, growing your business is only two things: psychology and math. Math is easy to figure out once the psychology is right, but without the right psychology, you're just guessing. This stuff is so important that I do regular trainings on this for my private clients. Now, if you need help with this, I'm actually doing a webinar training for some of my clients today and tomorrow, and I'll even let you join in and hang out with us for a bit. Now, I already made money on this, so if you need this, I invite you to join us at no cost. If you can't answer those two questions vividly, like I described to you a moment ago, you need to be on this webinar. So here's the link. I'll actually put the link on the screen. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'll do you a favor and I'll email that link to you as well. So here's the link. And I will email you that link as well. So please, 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 by all means, if you need it, use it. And once you register, I'm going to immediately send you a worksheet. Now, I made Wendy fill this out in order to fix the psychology pieces in her business. So go ahead now and get registered for your seat on the broadcast. Again, I'm doing it today and tomorrow at 2 different times. So pick the one that works for you and just let's get it done. All right. Right now, there's only 2 things that you can do. Number 1, you can choose to, actually there are 3 things you could do. Let me rephrase that. The first thing is you can choose to do nothing and procrastinate and kick the can down the road like what most entrepreneurs do. You could go back to doing what you were doing before you showed up here. Just go back to Facebook, scroll down your news feed a couple times, read a couple blog posts, learn more stuff, and go through the motions of growing your business. If that's you, glad you're here. I hope I entertained you for the last little while, 15 minutes or so, but listen, you probably won't be taking any decisive action on this stuff, so good luck to you. Number 2, if you know you have your client psychology dialed in and you're going to nail it in those emails, get going and customize those templates. Your challenge is to send the first one today. Don't forget to send a copy of it to me too so I can give you some feedback. Go ahead and do it right now. Again, there's my email address on the screen. Number 3, if you're not really sure about your client's psychology or you haven't fully committed to who your ideal client is or should be, just go ahead and register for the webinar and we'll get it done. Remember, as soon as you register, you'll get that worksheet so you can start right away. Then I'll see you on the webinar later today or tomorrow. So that's it. Choose which one of those 3 who you are and start taking action. I hope you're not number 1. And seriously, I hope this video served you in a massive way. If it did, leave a comment or a shout out below. I'd be totally honored to hear from you. I'm Conrad Flynn. Thank you so much for watching.